between the show that they hadn't seen before. That's gonna really like, they're gonna be like, oh, this is dope. And I'm gonna have some live.
Yo.
A couple live music. Well, a live drummer and a keyboardist up there with me. That's the only live as far as instruments.
Yeah, but that's true to you though. That's true to your style.
I'm gonna have a DJ as well.
That's what's up.
And
yo, what's happening?
It's gonna be. I'm gonna give it to them. You know, like they wanted. You know, a lot of people already.
What's happening, niece?
Certain songs
you gotta call in early.
And
you gotta call in early and explain this. What up, Theo?
Everybody always requesting what's love got to do with it. They always.
Do you have a favorite song you like to perform or favorite
what
song?
I mean, I like all
you
of
do.
it.
What up, Nzinga?
All of them do, but like, without the one I really love doing.
Let's hit the like button, y'all, please. Ooh, the rise of trauma influencers. Sheesh. Should I start this live over and rename it? Is there a way I can rename this? Damn.
Okay, all right. We can't do all of it. I know. I got you, but man, that's fire.
I don't think I can.
Oh man, y'all need to go ahead and make sure you check out this tour. I want to get into just a little bit. We got a few minutes left, so we got some time.
That was crazy. You gotta call in.
This single that you got.
Oh, girl. You gotta call in, explain your topic. Cause I don't know what the hell is going. No, I'm just. Queen Kells, what up? We about to get started. It's about to be lit up in here. If this is your first time coming in to the Voice of Reason, please understand what it is that this is. This is the behind the scenes of a radio show, live terrestrial radio show in Los Angeles, California. Okay? Live radio show, Los Angeles, California. And we be on one. We talk that talk. What up, Genesis? What you do? What up, though, sir? Got it. What's happening? New York City in the building. What up? It's about to be lit. Everybody hit the like button. It's free to do so. Again, this is the behind the scenes of a live radio show in Los Angeles, California. This is Tavis Smiley's radio show. The station is called KBLA Talk 1580. I'm Zoe Williams. Tavis Smiley's radio station. This is my radio show, The Voice of Reason. And we about to get crazy. Moderators, assemble. Because a dude, I never thought I would meet somebody whose name was Igor. What up? What up? What up? And it's a live show. It's terrestrial radio, so you know you can't curse. If you want to call in, the number to dial is 1-800-920-1580. All you got to do is hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button. Yeah, just call in and let me know. Great show today. I don't think we had a show today. Trolls trolling early. I calling you ignored it. Like button, like button. The like button is free. What up, Martin? What up, Dozo? My bad, I've been working hard. I just watched it today. Great show on Monday. Got it. Phil Brand, what up? Mike C, what up? 2 minutes before we go live. Tedrick Webb, what up? Thank you for the like. Mr. Zoe, you Haitian? No. But I do know my Haitian brothers are called Zoes. Leon, how are you? So I'm saying this now. My Minnesota Vikings are winning it all. Okay, Tedrick.
Ayers, remember today and every single day forward to be a blessing.
Well, much respect, man. Everybody hit that like button. Tavares!
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Amber Payton with 4 things you should know from BIN News. NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell says the league's partnership with Jay-Z's Rock Nation remains unchanged despite a lawsuit accusing the rapper and Diddy of assaulting a 13-year-old in 2000. An indictment
Tavares!
against the suspect charged with murdering United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson in New York City.
Like it up.
Reporting the Manhattan DA's office started
Like it, share it, tell a friend. We about to get started.
The Department of Justice in Louisville, Kentucky have agreed to a
This is the final show of the week.
After a report revealed discrimination and rights violations, especially against black residents. An independent monitor will oversee compliance. And former Hartford, Connecticut Mayor Thurman Milner.
Love you and support. Thanks for being an inspiration. Unstoppable, undefeated. Thank you. Roll call. What city are you from? Put your city in here. Do you guys have a... I guess there's no emoji for each city.
That's a Glenville freeway. A 3-vehicle accident quickly cleared from lanes over to the right-hand shoulder. In Burbank on the east 134.
St. Louis is in the building. Yes, sir.
Accident here, and this one's on the right shoulder. Now up ahead on the east 134, a slow ride.
Houston, Texas is in the house. Keep up the good work. Always been a big fan. All the way from Columbus, Ohio, Jared. Come on, Chattown, hometown, Chattanooga, certified Clyde. What's happening? Louisiana. Everybody hit that like button. South Bronx. South Bronx.
Passing of our beloved colleague, Robin Ayers, on Thursday, December 5th. Robin was a bright light. You can see her radiant smile through the radio. We all respected her immense talent. Loved her.
It's been 1 week.
Celebrated her love of family and honored her faith in God. Our thoughts and prayers are with Robin's entire family, most especially her husband Bob and her twin daughters Brooklyn and Madison. We ask you to join us in praying for the Ayers family as they navigate the difficult days ahead. In her honor, all this week, we're broadcasting the best of the Rob Report on KBLA Talk 1580.
Hey, so I'm calling your show, cause I need to know. Show me which way to go before I throw my man out the door.
Okay, hold on a second, teacher. Just let me ask Ronald exactly what's going on, because it takes 2 to tango, and I need to hit his side of the story.
Don't you let me insane, no stress heavy on my brain. She keeps playing silly games, and I'm about to bring the pain.
us and find every day and every night. Please give some advice so we can see the light. See the
There is.
robbing the victim. We're going to talk about that today because of the culture we live in. We have a culture of victims who turn to victimizers. Amen. That's why it's not good to claim to be a victim, because every victim victimizes somebody. Even if it's with their victimhood, they will victimize you, amen, and manipulate you with their victimhood to force you to do things for them, amen. So we have a culture of victims, and we are robbed. We've been talking about, seed sowing and, seed time, harvest time, and planting and believing God, standing in faith, amen. But I believe this victimhood robs us, amen, of the good we can do in God. I believe it robs us because we have to understand that we can't have a crutch system. Say a crutch system. Amen. That means that's something that we have put in effect. We have put that in place in order to not have to believe God. So every time we erect a system that we don't have to use faith, because we've learned how to sort of manipulate to get what we want for real. And when we are confronted, this generation anyway, claims victimhood. And the reason why we must talk about that is because that victimhood status will rob you of ever getting up. You'll never get up. You will only attract people who will victimize you. Because just like wolves are attracted to a bloody sheep, so are victimizers attracted to victims.
My.
And so that's why when you talk to a person who's always a victim, they always have 10 stories of they did this to me, and they did this to me, and they did this to me, and they hurt me, and they abused me. And it's constant to the point that they are bamboozled to the point or deceived that they really believe that the world revolves around their pain and their hurt. You know what I'm saying? Therefore, even when God wants to come in and visit their life and bless them, it's very difficult because a victim will always use their own system of manipulation versus waiting on the Lord to be blessed.
Teach, preacher.
The reason why the scripture, wait on the Lord, those that wait on the Lord will renew their strength, is so important to us is because God blesses us by patience. But a victim never waits. They think their victimhood or victimized status causes them to be special, so I can do what others can't do.
My.
Y'all don't want to talk about that.
Yes, we do. Come on. We right here.
Get a man.
Ooh.
I ain't ready for this.
Come on.
I tell y'all now, I've been listening to a lot of word this week, so it's going to be tough. I'm telling y'all now. Listen to some strong teaching this week. But they go out and do things
Ooh. Preach, preacher. Tonight's topic, we got a doozy once again. Go ahead, Andy.
Where can we catch that video online? I'm just saying.
What was my pastor's name?
Stephen Darby Ministries.
Stephen Darby Ministries. Cause boy, that was hot fire. That was Pastor Darby, Minister Darby, Bishop Darby. No, just give him all his names. But he's speaking the truth. Attila has turned into the topic genie. She gave me this topic again. The pain Messiah. Does having been hurt automatically make you a moral authority over the experiences of others? 1-800-920-1580. Are we living in the era of the low-functioning Messiah? A deeper look at the immortalization of your wounds. Y'all, I don't know if you're ready for tonight's topic. The pain Messiah syndrome. Are we glorifying trauma as the new moral compass? Somebody said, trauma Jesus. Oh, Lord. The rise of trauma influencers, social media, and the commodification of pain. See, I know how the ego works. See, the ego is clever. It's not intelligent, but it is clever, and it's a survivor. So when you put the ego in a position to deal with itself, to look at itself, it gets clever. See, for millennia, suffering led to healing. That's what Christ represents. Through his suffering, through his sacrifice. Do you see? Oh, you can be a Christian, but you don't want to go through a tough relationship. And when you do, you get to play victim from here on out. Oh, I don't want this type of person because this happened to me. Oh, you don't ever look inside and say, you know what? I crucified myself by thinking this way, by believing this way, by not releasing these limiting beliefs I have about myself, by not challenging what formed me and taking the responsibility of self-authorship to reform myself. No, I'm going to use my trauma as some type of passport to get me by difficulty. And then you know what they do? They drop out. Relationship is a school. I'm going to drop out. I'm done with relationships. I can do bad all by myself. But do you know how to heal all by yourself? And do you know what to look for? See, most of the time when we spend alone, we spend it ignoring ourselves. The internal work, right? And sometimes the best mirror is the relationship that's just starting to get serious. Because now you're starting to see things. The rise of trauma influencers. Social media and the commodification of pain. Oh, I'm going to get out here and I'm going to pander to a particular gender. I'm going to get out here and I'm going to say what men want to hear. The hurt men audience. I'm going to speak to y'all. You know what? I'm going to get out here and speak to the hurt women audience. Nah. Relationship is for everybody. Pain is ubiquitous. And if you embrace the pain, pain always has a gift. Lived experiences versus clinical evidence. Whose voice holds true authority in your head? The psychology of wounded leadership. How unhealed trauma shapes decision making. When suffering becomes status. The role of echo chambers in immortalizing your wounds. You better watch the narrative you keep claiming. Let me keep going. Breaking the cycles. How to dismantle The learned helplessness industrial complex. Yes, that's what YouTube is now. I'm gonna speak to what you going through because I know you're gonna automatically relate to it. That's not what we do here on the Voice of Reason. Low functioning messiahs. How Western society profits from the cult of victimhood. 1-800-920-1580. Get ready, get ready, get ready. Get to your phone lines. Get ready, get ready, get ready. 1-800-920-1580. I want you to think about what I'm presenting to you right now. Emotional deception and spiritual cosplay. The new morality of helplessness. Ooh, Lord. Pathologizing strength. How weakness is framed as virtue in this modern society. Are y'all ready for what we trying to do? I don't want you to be a victim. I want you to understand that there's purpose in pain. And when one aligns with their purpose, they're on progress. Do you understand? 1-800-920-1580. Narcissism in disguise. How victimhood masks manipulative behavior. You heard Pastor Darby break. I might want to bring Pastor Darby back for one more pass because the man was cooking with the rarest of grease. We might want to get just one more piece of the brother because he was just really breaking it down in such a profound way. The destigmatization paradox are mental health movements enabling learned helplessness. From trauma to triumph. Why resilience must replace wound worship. Let me do that. From trauma to triumph. Why resilience must replace wound worship. Weaponized pain. How the victim-savior complex is destroying relationships. The dark side of empathy, enabling manipulative dynamics and intimate relationships, trauma bonds and power plays, when shared pain turns us toxic. The ego of the wounded healer. Ain't nobody ever said that. The ego of the wounded healer, why unchecked pain sabotages partnerships. What about emotional leverage? How trauma histories are used to dismiss others' needs. Oh my goodness. Healing together or hurting together. The fine line between growth and enmeshment. 1-800-920. Listen, the subtopics, man. The ethical failure of suffering as virtue. Redefining moral authority. Just because you went through it and got through it does not make you the authority of the journey that I'm on. I'm on my own journey. My journey I am responsible for. Your journey and your testimony for what you got through does not make you the commander-in-chief of my steps. Ooh. Can pain make you holy? A critical look at the religious romanticization. We romanticize suffering. I want you to look at this tonight. We're going to get into this tonight. Redemption without wounds. The theology of joy as a counterweight to pain-based morality. Oh my goodness. Are your unhealed wounds the Messiah of your life? Do they dictate which direction you're gonna go? Huh? Are you leading? Listen to what I'm saying. Are you leading, coercing, and manipulating from a position of victimhood? Did you? Are we mistaking victimhood for leadership? The ethical consequences of the pain messiah archetype. when I come forward. The voice of reason. I'm going to the phone lines. We got to talk about this. I got questions. We got things to break down. We on fire tonight. Let's turn Thursday all the way up. Michael South said, upload this gem. Upload this live. This is a gem. And I didn't even get to the synopsis yet. Y'all ready? Everybody hit that like button. Everybody support the best way you know how. Moderators, I encourage you guys to remind them early and often and thank them when they do, as I will when I catch it, to support in the multiple ways they can. If it's hitting the like button, if it's sharing, if it's hitting the super chat, super thanks, or if it's going directly to my Cash App. Can I please get you guys to, and you guys do a great job of this already, but can you guys just remind people to hit that super chat, hit that Cash App if they want to send it directly to me, hit the like button, hit the share button, because this is about to be a doozy. Here we go. Shabam. John Gilbreth, get in here. Get this work. No, John gives the work. I'm from Russia. All love. Live in 30 seconds. Jared White, thank you. Thank you, brother.
What's that percentage?
Love it. Collectively, or you want me to go male and female?
Break it down from male and female.
Okay. I would say, interesting enough, I would say that there are 70% low-functioning women, 40% low-functioning men.
What? What?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, with those low-functioning men, did they ever say that a man of high function will never really know true love?
No, I don't even believe that, but no.
Okay. So, what identifies a woman to be high functioning?
A high-functioning woman is a woman who wants you. She doesn't need you. And let me clear that up. When I say she doesn't need you, it doesn't mean she's independent. That means she is interdependent. I only not need you because my pain doesn't need your pain. My dysfunction doesn't need your dysfunction to feed it for us to be in this relationship, meaning I don't need a trauma bond with you, okay? She wants you because she wants the healed part of you, but has the capacity, because we're all human, we ain't perfect, to facilitate and deal with the unhealed part of you that's going to show up in the relationship at some point. And hers is going to show up too. Mine is going to show up too. And so that's why I always say, I want a hybrid. I want a hybrid for y'all out there who want to know, meaning a man who's high functioning enough to meet my healthy high functioning, but low functioning enough to deal with me when my abandonment inflames, to deal with me when...
Listen, I don't have a comment. When's the last time you've seen Zoe William not have a comment? Because, look, can I just... Again, I'm flabbergasted by what was just said. Given the spiritual, mental, and psychological complexities of navigating relationships, both interpersonal and intrapersonal, it is a surprise that questions regarding attachment styles, complex trauma, and family dynamics go unanswered. What are the implications of converging personal opinion with psychology, and how might certain biases contribute to a pathological view more so than a subjective or clinical one? Are we canonizing wounded perspectives over objective and clinically backed sources? Right? I want you guys to hear what I'm saying. Many of us, because we learn to live with our wounds, we give our wounds a position of authority in our life. So you know how every king had an advisor. I love the fancy word they use for advisor, a visa. Send for my visa. Bring my visa at once. That was his chief advisor. The word visor, we get advisor, we get wizard out of that, the whole 9 yards. Send for my visa, right? Oftentimes, when we don't heal those psychological wounds. Now, before you can even get to the process of healing, because healing is an ongoing, lifelong process. It's never going to be over. You're going to be doing it for the rest of your life. So the main part of getting to that point of I'm actively working on my healing is to actually become conscious of what needs to be healed, right? If you don't do that, the victimhood mentality will serve as this silent visor in the background of your consciousness, advising you to behave a certain way. Like you didn't sit down and consciously create your coping mechanism for whatever traumatic childhood experience you experienced. It was something that was automatic. It happened on a subconscious level. Do you understand? But once you become conscious of the coping mechanism, now you can begin the healing process. But you got to understand, you got to be ready for the healing process because it is a lifelong process. You're never going to be completely or fully healed. A victimhood mentality, or victimhood mentality as the savior, describes a paradoxical situation where someone who identifies as a victim in certain circumstances then takes on the role of saving others, often using their perceived victim status to justify their actions, sometimes leading to manipulative or unhealthy dynamics in relationships. The question now, do we prefer to make martyrs out of our wounds rather than to heal them? Is this an extension of a victimhood complex, a victim mentality? In what ways do we leverage the covert tactics of manipulators for our own gain? Do we pedestalize the minuscule efforts of narcissistic individuals so that we don't have to confront what they are showing us about ourselves? Listen, when I come forward, I'm going to the phone lines. I want to get your thoughts. Let's get this conversation cracking. Romanticization. All right, I'm going to the phone lines. Hustle, get back in here. I heard you called. Hustle. I've learned so much from Zoe. Big fan. Much love, man. Much love. Did we really need to learn? Ooh. I appreciate all those donations, the donations that are coming in. You guys hit us with 2 of them right now. We're at $21.99. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You could hit the super chat. That's a good way to do it. Or you can go, the super chat is the little $ down at the bottom of the chat. Or you could go directly to my Cash App, $Netter. We appreciate any and every little bit we can get. All is appreciated. We are grateful for all of it. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Come on, Martin Muhammad. My boy Stuart said he's been up on your son since high school, so I checked out news highlights. Wow, he got sick hops. May God continue to bless him. Yeah, man, he just sent me his mid-season highlights, and I'm proud of him, man. I'm just love my boy. I got 2 boys, and they are men. They are solid men. You know, they are solid men. I love them guys, man. They solid dudes. And then I got a baby girl. Well, she's not a baby girl. She hates it that we call her a baby. But yeah, she's my baby girl. So. But yeah, thank you, man. Thank you for checking it out. Chris M, come on. We in here. We starting to turn up. Let's turn up. Everybody hit the like button. Hit the like button on anybody that can give during this little break here. Everybody hit the like button. We're at $36.98 on the super chat. Like I said, if you want to do it here on the YouTube channel, that's perfectly fine. Or if you want to send it directly to me on my Cash App, which is $Netter, I will check that later. And whoever donates over there, I will definitely shout you out. Just the difference is I get this in a month. I get the Cash App tonight. So that is your preference. My Cash App is $Netter. Please continue to support. Thank you guys for the likes. We are equal amount of people and equal amount of likes. Hopefully I sent to right Cash App. Did you guys make sure that the Cash App is $ZOWHAT Netter, Netter. Zo what Netter. Chris M. Thank you, brother. There it is. Hopefully you sent it to the right place. We appreciate it. Even if you didn't send it to the right place, get it back, and thank you for even trying to send it. How about that? Attila about to get in here and break this down. Nah, sometimes I appreciate people putting their just best foot forward. People trying their best to support. Trauma Pound Town is disgusting. Pain Palace sounds dirty. Is the what? No, I'm not Dame Dash. Libido. What are we talking? I don't know what we talking about. Dina Love. Jesus Whipple. Whipper. Jesus Whipper. The chat goes from page 13. Oh, from PG-13 to rated R real quick. I'm like, okay. Torture City.
What is learned helplessness? Let me just go ahead and give you a definition. I'll put it right up here for you as well. But learned helplessness is basically the idea that you have been discouraged so many times. You have been repeatedly discouraged in such a way, that, it's making it really hard for you to move forward. It's making it really, really hard for you to find purpose and meaning. And because of that, you've become discouraged. Every time you attempt to get ahead, something pushes you back, right? Every time you put a step forward or foot forward to get somewhere better, you get pushed back. If that happens too many times and too repetitively, then you become very angry and depressed. You become anxious, and you say, you know what, what's the point in doing this? I'm giving this up because I'm not okay with this, okay? So that's learned helplessness. It's basically the process by which you become discouraged because every time you attempt something, you get pushed back, right? It's not working. So how do you get out of that? I'm going to post a video right up here for you guys where I talked about learned helplessness, and I'll post a video at the end of this video where you can go back and learn a little bit more about this topic, okay, and where the concept came from. But let's just go ahead and talk about how do you get out of that? How do you escape that, right? So the first step, and these are tips that I give my clients when they come in to see me. So the first step that I encourage you to take, right, when you're feeling like, you know, you can't get out of something and you feel like you've learned to kind of be helpless in your world, is to step back and try again. Step back and try again. I'm going to say it one more time. Step back and try it again. I think when you're pushing and you're pushing and you're really pushing and you're really trying to make something stick and something work, that's when it's not going to work because you're not thinking the process through. You're not dealing with your emotions, and you're not altering your behavior in the correct way because you're trying to force something. You're trying to push something. And the more you push, and force, the worse it's going to get, the more aggravated and frustrated you're going to get. So I often encourage my clients, when something's not working and you're feeling like something keeps pushing you back, step back and try it again, right? Get another start. Step back, rest, catch a breath, get some water.
She gave great advice. Learned helplessness. I think in this day and age, people have learned to weaponize learned helplessness. We got callers on the line. They might want to talk about it. Are people weaponizing learned helplessness? Commoditizing it? Becoming trauma influencers? Speaking to a niche because they know that that niche of people will respond positively to their rhetoric? Very interesting. We got callers on the line. Let's get them in here. Reggie, Austin, Texas. What are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
Man, I think we got to get to the bottom of this. The point is understanding, personal understanding. Wounds are loud. Understanding is quiet. You know, wounds are graphic. Understanding is subtle. Wounds are explicit. Understanding often is really implied. And if our interest is piqued by our senses, then it's very easy to mistake learning how to cope for actual healing. And so you can't do any real work without going within. You can't get caught up in your senses because your senses, that's your feelings. Your feelings change when the wind blows. But to get to the bottom of it, to get to some true understanding, you have to sit with your issues. And you can't get, thrown off by how you feel. You have to commit to understanding. And often you need a voice that's not your own, so you have to get some therapy, some counseling from somebody that you trust, somebody that's certified, and really go within, get some time in. Practice doesn't make perfect. Perfect practice makes perfect.
You know what practice makes? Just to interrupt you for a quick second, you know what practice makes? Practice makes permanent. See, if you're practicing something imperfectly, practice makes it permanent.
Right.
Do you see? And that's childhood modeling. We have modeled something imperfect, but we've been doing it for so long that it has now become permanent in our mindset, meaning we can't see ourselves not being this way. This is why, back to your point about therapy, a good therapist can get you to see different perspectives, but it's still on you to change the one that's been governing your life. Go ahead, finish.
Yep. We have to ask the question, do we want attention or do we want to get better? And if you really want to get better, then we have to commit to those goals, go through those tough times, and invest some real energy, some sweat equity into doing what we need to do. If we
Now,
don't do that, we just really wasting our time.
now, Reggie, if that question was a poll on Instagram, you know what the overwhelming answer would be.
Oh, no doubt.
It would be
Absolutely.
attention.
We don't want to get better.
Nobody
Yeah, we
wants
want
to get
attention.
better, brother. You know that. And I'm not saying that to discourage the question. I'm saying this is the culture and the society in which we live. This is a validation hunting culture.
Let me push back though. We set the culture. We set the way. We don't correspond to what's here.
Okay.
We set what's going on.
So I put it on you, Reggie. You and me.
Mm-hmm.
We gonna make it cool to go inside.
Absolutely.
I'm just.
We're not wasting time. We don't have time to waste anymore, man.
That's right.
Like, I mean, for likes from people that we don't even know, we need to get better and commit to actually moving, and we established that.
But how do we get people? Because the fear of commitment feels like being committed to prison. Do you see? So what I'm saying is that's what it is. It's a fear that I'm being encaged. I'm being locked up. I'm being asked to, go somewhere and they close the doors behind me. It's a real fear to commit to self-work. Because they understand if I start peeling back this onion, first off, I don't know where the onion ends. And I don't know where it begins. I don't know how long this is going to last. Is this going to take just a moment? Or am I going to be here forever? People are really afraid to look at themselves, brother. So we have to find a way to make that process, because you are signing up for life. Self-healing, we got to make a way to make that process make sense to people, to look attractive to people, to look like something they want to do, as opposed to just being praised and being paid attention to. How do we do it?
I think you do it every day. You do it through transparency. You say that you're not perfect, and you have some issues, and you have some admirable qualities, and you're working through your issues with your qualities. And I'm saying that you make it real, and that transparency kind of resonates with your audience.
Okay.
If I see you working, I know I can work.
Okay, Reggie. Way to throw it back on me, Reggie. I didn't try to get you to throw me in it, Reggie, but I'm just. No, I get, but that's it, Reggie. That's okay, Reggie got me. You got me, Reggie. Again, I want it to be something that everybody can do, that everybody could just be transparent. But you got to remember, if you've been conditioned to be a certain way, and that's a coping mechanism, number one, you got to become conscious of that coping mechanism. And then number two, you got to develop the courage, right? The courage has to overtake the fear. Right? You got to develop the courage to say, I'm going to do it and I'm going to stay committed. Do you know people would rather commit themselves to perfecting their bodies? They'll go in the gym and lift weights and eat the best food, but their spirit is obese. Their spirit has diabetes. Their spirit has cancer. See, they'll leave all that. My spirit can have cancer. I'm cool with that. So long as I look good. So long. You understand what I'm saying? Talk to me, Reggie.
I think our fears only have the power that we give them. And we're in a position to establish what has power and what does not. And I'm not going to be running from my fears forever. I can't run anymore. I don't have that energy. I don't have the energy I had when I was 25. I can't have that energy to waste anymore. I don't have that time.
Wait, Reggie, hold on. Are you faster than your fears?
Absolutely, I am.
I don't think so.
my decision to say what's real and what's not is an instant. That's faster than my fears.
But guess what? Soon as you get to wherever you going, whether you packed your fears or not, they'll be sitting on that couch waiting for you, whatever door you walk in. They'll be waiting on you.
So if they're gonna be waiting on me, then why don't we just have this argument and why don't we have this fight now?
That's what I'm saying, Reggie.
Why not have it right now?
Yes. Yes. Listen.
Deal with it right now.
You know what's beautiful about fear? Sometimes fear will give you the illusion that it has subsided, right? There it is. I got this. I got this issue right here. You feel me? This issue. Okay, let me distract myself and go do something. Let me go work out. Let me go to the club. Let me go hang out with some friends. And you'll think, oh, the image in the rear view mirror is starting to disappear. But the moment you are done with the distraction, even if it felt as if you traveled 500 miles from what was in the rear view mirror, it is right there wherever your destination was. Wherever you arrive at, whatever was in the rear view mirror is now in the building that you're walking into. Because soon as your mind comes back to it, it's right where you are. Does that make sense?
Absolutely, it does. It's there, and I'm gonna be there. And it doesn't matter. I mean, I can't live this way anymore.
I love that.
And I decided I'm not going to live this way anymore.
I love that.
It's not even life. It's just existence.
Mm-hmm.
I can't do that anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And I got fed up with dodging my fears. So if I'm gonna be miserable by dodging my fears, then I'm gonna be in a fight temporarily by fighting those fears.
Ooh, I'm gonna be in a fight temporarily.
Yeah, the fight doesn't go on forever. No fight goes on forever.
Oh, I love that. So that means there's gonna be somebody's O has got to go.
Got to.
Hey, Reggie, I love you, brother. Guess what you just did? Austin, Texas in the building, strong. If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me at 1-800-920-1580. When we come forward, more from the callers. Ooh, damn, Reggie, you snapping on Reggie, gonna have to tear into your mama a little bit. Reggie Cook. No, Reggie Cook, man. Reggie tore it up. Come on, Reggie, you snapping on Reggie? Oh, I love that call. That's good shit. That was a grown man conversation with Reggie, because what I gather is shut the door to open the window. Yeah. This is going to be a night of epic calls. I believe it. That's why I try to encourage y'all to talk to me. Talk to me. We gonna talk. I want to talk. Everybody hit that like button. Hey, and if you can, let me see if I can shout somebody out real quick. Donald and Reggie. Thank you guys for that was Reggie who just called in. I got 2 cash apps. Thank you, Donald and Reggie. Listen, there's 55 people in here. If 55 people went to my cash app and dropped $5, that would be impactful. Please support the best way you know how. Donald and Reggie are the 2 cats on the super chat. We about to get it. L.S. Jefferson in the building. Sherlock Holmes must have said something crazy. I missed it. 20 seconds.
beings are hurt, right? From childhood. School, college, the whole business of existence. You are hurt, which is you have an image about yourself which is hurt. Do you see that as an actuality? If you see that as an actuality, that you are, the very essence of you is hurt, then what will you do about it? You have the past hurts, and you say, and you want to prevent future hurts. Can the past hurts be wiped away so that you can never be hurt? Which doesn't mean you become like a stone. Never to be hurt. See, you never ask these questions often. So, why are you hurt? What is you who are hurt?
Krishnamurti, you're hurting them. If you ask the question, why am I hurt? You begin self-inquiry. Krishnamurti, we're not, this toxic society that we live in is designed for us to weaponize hurt, not to heal it. He's asking you to go inward. When did it start? How did it start? Who perpetuated it? What did you model? What is the coping mechanism? How do you show up in relation? He's talking about self-awareness. He's talking about self-observation without judgment, to be able to look and see how you present. That's what he's talking about. But no, that hurts. Carl Jung. People will do anything, no matter how absurd, to avoid looking at themselves. Do you see? So what we do is we take the primordial hurt, right, that happened in childhood, and we weaponize that. You can't tell me hurt people don't figure out how to commoditize their hurt. I'm finna get on this hurt. I'm gonna use this. I ain't gonna never be weak again. You're not gonna take advantage of me again. I heard a young lady online talking. Listen, you could hear the pain. She was like, I'm never gonna, I don't have to be patient with people. Patience is now the problem? Patient, I don't have to be patient. And I'm never being nice again, and I might be kind, and based on how I feel, and if if you're the right person, you don't see yourself as a weapon of mass spiritual destruction. That's because we live in a give and take society. We live in a transactional society. You don't know how to be loving just because you're loving. You don't know how to be giving just because you're giving. You don't know how to be caring and kind just because you're caring and kind. No, you got to protect it. And then you got to parcel it out to the right people. Who are the right people when your soul is wrong? Do you understand what I'm saying? When your spirit is misaligned, you attract that which is misaligned. So you can see that you're misaligned. That's why relationship operates as a mirror. No, my ego won't allow me to say, is something wrong with me too? I was minding my business. How many of y'all heard that? I was just minding my business and then you made me pay attention to you. Huh? Even our clinicians know this. They're like, that's not how it works. Trauma bonding, central nervous system, attachment styles, all of this stuff is mirroring. When I come forward, I'm going to the author of this topic, and she's going to bring us great clarity. The Voice of Reason is on fire tonight. If you're enjoying it, get on your phone line. I got full lines, but guess what? You can still get in after I go through them, because that's what's going to happen. Who's blocking Ida? I'm confused. Let me mind my business. I jump in a conversation I don't know nothing about. Candace, what up? I ain't mean to do that. Okay, cool. No, it's a mind. Every time let me, shit. And we got one more Cash App. It was from our good brother, John Gilbreth. Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. Listen, if you guys want to follow John Gilbreth's path, all you got to do is go to $Netter. Moderators are putting it in. I don't know what you guys are talking about. I'm going to try to avoid whatever it is y'all talking about, because clearly, as Hustle just pointed out, it is a complete minefield. What is co-illy? I don't know. What does that mean, Candace? Comply? What does that mean? L.S. Jefferson, what up? Thank you for thanking our good brother John Gilbreth. John Gilbreth, you and a few others, man, you guys are really, really supportive, and I'm thankful.
LA 1580 app downloads are on fire because everybody's going to be tuning in.
Yes, I love you guys. You are the bomb.
Now would be a good time to hit up SMB at KBLA1580.com if you want folks to hear about your business or brand. That's SMB at KBLA1580.com. It's going up in 2025 on KBLA Talk 1580. It's going up.
That's what I want.
The Codex Sinaiticus? Oh, I have a facsimile of it right here.
Your relationship is in trouble. I'm doing the call.
Has your soulmate become your cellmate? Does black love still exist? What are your bedroom turnoffs? Fantasies and fetishes. Financial infidelity. I'm dating a fat person. Are they worth the wait? Trust me, this is gonna be crazy.
How about this? The child wasn't his, and you still had to pay child support.
It's a very heated topic.
How is that right?
Mama's baby, daddy's maybe.
I just have so many questions I want to ask you.
Here we go.
This okay, roll up there.
He told me he had a vasectomy. I'm pregnant. Betrayal has been committed. I hit you with a bad vibes routine.
Wear your soft shoes. What is happening?
Why can't you open up, brother?
I'm a karate man. Karate man on the inside. They don't show their weaknesses. Yeah.
How do you write my name so well?
So Williams. Reason and accountability. The voice of reason.
So our subject this afternoon, up after we say the chant, well, of course, this chant is our subject this afternoon. May all sentient beings enjoy happiness and the root of happiness. May they be free from suffering and the root of suffering. May they not be separated from the great happiness devoid of suffering. May they dwell in the great equanimity, free from passion, aggression, and prejudice. So this afternoon we are moving on to the second line of this aspiration chant. May they or may we be free from suffering and the root of suffering. And I'm sure I don't have to tell you what suffering is. But the root of suffering I went through this morning gave a very simple definition that it's struggle. Struggling with things as they are. Struggling with yourself as you are. Struggling with other people as they are. Circumstances as they are. This morning we did the practice of loving kindness. starting with receiving love, then beginning to expand it, expressing the aspiration for our own happiness. May I enjoy happiness and the root of happiness. And then expanding it to a loved one or loved ones. Then,
you know what's interesting about Pema Chödrön? She, in that clip, she described suffering as struggling, right? As a type of struggling, right? Listen to what has happened to you. This is why we weaponize our victimhood mentality. This is why it becomes our internal messiah, our guide. This is why we will use it against our partners to maintain our victimhood status. This is the crux of it right here. Because you've never been taught to go inward, that internally, all of your answers lie internally, right? Self-approval, self-acceptance, self-acknowledgement, self-love, self-awareness, everything is internal. All of it, right? But what has happened is we've been conditioned to go out into the world. So it's interesting that Pema chose the word struggle to define, listen now, to define suffering. So could you now argue that struggle, suffering are all rooted in non-acceptance of what is? The great Krishnamurti talked about the acceptance of the great what is. What is? We don't accept anything externally. We think we can change the external world. I can change my man. I can change my woman. I can change my living situation. But really, the most substantive change that will ever happen in your life is when you change your heart, when you change your spirit, when you change your frequency, when you stop vibrating on they owe me. I know so many grown kids that's still mad at what they didn't get as children. Still mad at their parents. Do you understand what I'm saying? It is the psychological knowledge that forms this impenetrable, inescapable Alcatraz-like prison. Do you see? So it's struggle because it's not accepted. You never sat back and said, you know, my mother did the best she could do. With the level of consciousness she was at, with the level of knowledge she was at, the time, the generation she was born in. You know what it is? She did the best she could do. I'm the only kid that my mother had. She had 6 of us. I'm the only one that said, you know what, Mom, you did the best you could do. Did the best you could do. Do you know our relationship took off through the roof after that? While I'm watching my other siblings struggle because they still have resentment because she couldn't do something that wasn't within her capacity. She couldn't do it. It wasn't within her capacity to do. But you still struggling that she couldn't do it. As opposed to just saying, you know what, she did. Are you on drugs? No. Did you ever go to jail? No. Is your life better now that she raised you to the best of her ability? Well, technically, yeah, it was actually a boosting point, a point of elevation for me to get to where so because you didn't get all that you wanted, you still got a bone to pick with your mama? And you're going to take that into your adult relationships. You're going to weaponize your wounds. And now it's your partner's responsibility. Your wounds have become your messiah. They have anointed you with resentment. They have anointed you with resistance. Your wounds have consecrated your perpetual disappointment in your beginnings. Oh, you're more like Darth Vader than you even know. Do you understand? It's heavy. It's a heavy thing to come into the realization of. Pima broke it down perfectly. She said it's a struggle. Do you understand? Are you upset because you can't see your favorite artist this summer? You can't go to the concert when you want to go. You can't travel when you want to go. We get upset when we can't control the external world, meaning if I don't heal internally, I have to have the power to control my external world, because in my external world exists all of the distractions I would ever need to keep my attention away from looking inward. I see people who are so frustrated they can't go on vacation. I see people who are so frustrated they can't go chill somewhere. And then I see people who work their fingers to the bone so that they can do that to get away from what is really important, and it's that external evaluation, that internal evaluation, that internal audit. So many people are afraid to do it, but it must be done. I've got Attila from Houston, Texas. Attila, what are your thoughts on tonight's topic, seeing that this is one of your babies?
Finally, I'm glad I was paying attention. Fly right in there. Okay, well, I'm going to say something, and then you can ask me whatever, because I know you want to, we want to clarify, we want to walk through some things.
I'm going to get out your way. I'm just going to let you go. Get out your way.
I mean, I don't... Well, no, I don't have a whole lot to wrap on. I can respond to things, I think, because, like I said, I'm not exactly sure what parts may be confusing or whatever. But in regards to this low-functioning Messiah, what it really kind of got me thinking about was intermittent reinforcement, Pavlov's dog, the whole thing. And I feel like we get, addicted to that intermittent reinforcement because we want to numb the uncertainty. But uncertainty is inevitable. So what are we really doing, right? Mm-hmm. Kind of like we're on a hamster wheel, right? Mm-hmm. But I wanted to know kind of what questions you had in regards to this. What did this topic kind of bring up for you in regards to kind of reviewing it?
Well, as I was going through it, just first I wanted to know how you were positioning the low functioning, because low functioning is a buzzword right now. And I wanted to know how you were positioning low functioning with this Messiah, like this wound Messiah archetype. I wanted to see how that all came together. The pain Messiah. Are we living in an era of the low functioning Messiah? What does that mean?
So when I think about the low functioning part, what it really says to me is that we are not functioning at full capacity, right? And so the reason why I said the low-functioning Messiah is because we're essentially placing that on a pedestal without knowing it, right? And so I think based on the things that we value in this society, in Western society, it is low-functioning a lot of times. It is things that are, really you could just say low vibrational, to be honest. Things that are not of, they're not of delight, if you will. They're not things that are going to bring you peace, or vibrations that are higher, that are going to heal you. And when you juxtapose that to the way that we approach therapy, and not so much in the formal sense, but what I would call TikTok therapy, it's not based in clinical advice, it's not subjective, right? And so I think you get more and more of the low vibrational and low functioning ways of people coming out, because it's not a formal setting and there's not real research and work being done to actually heal and get people to reveal who they actually are. It's literally, it's kind of like a cesspool for victimhood, in a sense.
Wow.
And if you could find people that match your wound, you got the same wound I do, cool, let's form a club.
Wow. Whoa. See, you have this question here. You have this question right here. Is low functioning behavior a result of moral weakness, personality defects, or a spiritual deficiency? Wow, that's heavy.
Yeah, I mean, and that's a real question, right? What would you actually contribute, quote unquote, if you could define low vibrational behavior or low functioning as it's been called? What would you contribute that to? And then if you contribute it to something, are you going to end up pathologizing that behavior? When you see it, is that now going to become something negative?
Right.
If you got a weave, That's where a lot of these conversations are coming from. We are pathologizing what is really honestly normal and based on personal choice, and using that to say that this person has this issue. Oh, they must be a narcissist. They must be blah, 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 blah.
Right.
It's not clinically backed. It's
Right.
not found.
Right. Oh, I love this. And then the second part of that question is, in what ways are we typecasting others based on perceived moral failings and biased critiques measured by egoic standards?
Yes. The reason why I said perceived moral failings is because it really will be based on the person who's looking. So if I see someone doing something and I perceive that to be a moral failing on their part, and then I take that and say, well, they're all like that. That must be, so again, pathology. And then the critique itself is biased because it's based on whatever your ego has said is right.
Lord have mercy. Lord.
It's heavy, I know. It was a lot to tie together. But I think the last question that I asked I thought was interesting because this is something that we're all guilty of. And the question is, in what ways do we pathologize behavior patterns in order to aggrandize our own problem-solving skills? So essentially, in what ways are we trying to fit these pieces of puzzles and solve them to say we did it? See, look at how smart I am. I was able to put that together. See, I knew Nick Cannon was a narc. I knew so-and-so was a this. I knew such and such was a that. You don't know these people?
Right. I'm with you. Keep going. No, you don't.
So we're using their behavior patterns, be that their dating choices, right? Be that how they're choosing to live their life, and that's what I mean by pathologize. We take that and say this person has this issue. They must have this issue because of this specific pattern in their life. And so the second part of that question says, how do pathologies contribute to the creation of low-functioning messiahs? Well, there you go. Because there is no healing in that. I'm not seeking to find issue with you to help you fix it. I'm seeking to find the issue so that I can point at it and say, this is why you are the way that you are. That's the problem.
And this goes back to topics that we've had in the past where we say, you created this toxic pattern. You go back to what you know. And really, when you, it's also, especially as it pertains to this topic, you're putting mediocrity on a pedestal, right? When yes, I hear what you're saying, and it's all coming together for me. Well, you know what? I appreciate you, young lady. Guess what you just did?
How about Houston?
Houston, Texas is in the building. When we come forward, we got Miami, Florida. We got Pensacola, Florida. We got Mountain View, Hawaii. We got Atlanta, Georgia. If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call us 1-800-920-1580. Good call, Attila. Attila. And time is flying. This shit's crazy. Hey, Hustle. We got Hustle and Zinga John. I'm looking at y'all time. Hustle and Zinga John. It's actually Nazarene. I'm sorry. It's Nazarene, Hustle, and Zinga John. Man, I'm off. Aw, shit. Leroy from Inglewood.
So how do you make yourself uncomfortable enough to facilitate change? I don't think the challenge is in making yourself uncomfortable, although you can say that discomfort is a good indicator for change. So in my experience, the process of change itself is uncomfortable and is like hard, right? So like, I'll give you guys an example. So when I was telling Crucif, I think the challenge, like, it's kind of weird that when he starts to make progress, he starts to feel depressed and suicidal. Like, what is up with that, right? Like, how does that work? And I'm sorry, guys, but that's just how our mind works. Our mind prefers the comfortable to the good. This is important to understand. Your mind prefers that which you know to that which is good. So if you think about why are people in abusive relationships, like, people who get into abusive relationships oftentimes get into another abusive relationship. They have strings of abusive relationships. And it's because it's something that they're familiar with. It's comfortable. Even if it's painful, it's comfortable. And so for Crucif, he knows he can withstand the pain that he inflicts upon himself if he doesn't do anything. Like, he knows he can withstand that. He knows he can survive it. Even though it makes him depressed, he can survive it. What he doesn't know is what's going to happen if he gives it his all. What's going to happen if he actually tries? Because he has these aspirations, and if he starts working at a call center, he's not moving towards his aspirations. Is working at a call center the same as giving up on his aspirations? That's the challenge he has to face.
Wow. For many people, it's a struggle. We got callers from all over the country. I want to get everybody in. Hustle, Miami, Florida. What are your thoughts on tonight's topic? Brother Hustle, you there? Hustle?
Yeah.
All right, good brother. How you doing today, man?
I'm pretty good, man. Thanks for asking.
Excellent, brother. What are your thoughts on tonight's conversation?
So, I like to be accountable.
Okay.
So, based on how I was raised, right, I never learned how to feel. So, I couldn't really feel like a victim. Does that make sense?
Go deeper. Say more.
One of the biggest parts about work was actually going inside and even looking at what I was feeling. Because I was so positioned to be the fixer that I never took time to even question my own feelings.
So you fixing others was a distraction from you fixing yourself, or even looking, even to start the process, right?
Exactly.
Trumonger calls it a spiritual opioid addiction. You was addicted to helping other folk, and you didn't have any time for yourself. That's interesting. Keep going.
It was a numbness, man. It's like I really would numb myself in a way, to the point where I wouldn't cry. I was just a bunch of stuff like that, and I would actually turn other people into the victims. Now that sounds dark, but it's not.
It is getting. It's getting scary. I'm about to ask what happened. What'd you do?
Not in that way. It's more so if they're the victims, then I'm helping them.
Right. No, I get it.
I can feel them. I can't feel myself, but I can feel them.
Did you see yourself as a type of white knight? You know about the white knight syndrome, right? Because this sounds white knightish.
Yeah, see, I don't want to say that though, because my Leo nature always made it where I looked at people where you had to come correct with me. So I saw it for what it was. Because I think white knights, they have a bit of a delusion when they're looking at people. You know what I'm saying? Like, they truly think it is what it is. With me, it's more like, I see where you could have some work. So I'm going to go ahead and help you with that.
But you're torturing yourself. Like, you're ignoring yourself. You can't pour from an empty cup, bruh.
That 100%, man. That's what I'm saying. I was walking around, but I was doing it off, like I like to say, I was doing it off the talent.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? It wasn't even off of what I built up and used. It was more so just kind of flowing with it. The substance was gone.
So when did you come to the point where you were like, hey, man, I'm doing myself a disservice? When did you turn inward?
Man, I'm telling you, it really came from being in positions of seeing other people telling me about their traumas. Like when you're in intimate relationships with people, they tell you, and I'm like, I don't never talk about mine.
So
it's because I don't have any, or right?
So did that lead to discussion? You opening up and eventually talking to somebody?
Well, what it did was I ended up wanting to help others. Like I said, they're the victims, and then I learned about myself through that study.
So how did you get to helping yourself? What did you do to say, okay, now it's time for me to focus on me?
Oh, well, if you learn about avoidance, you're probably going to learn about anxious. You see?
But you telling me probably what you read. I'm saying, what did you do? Like, how did you look at yourself? Did you have a moment, like a come to Jesus moment, where you confronted yourself?
Oh, yeah. Well, it was more so about me realizing what I knew I could do and versus what I was settling for.
Mm-hmm.
What I was causing myself. I mean, there was a lot of self-sabotage. It wasn't about others. It was really about me just saying, dude, what do I really even want?
And so,
if I'm not feeling,
did you create a specific practice for how you would now move forward when dealing with yourself? What did that look like?
Yes. So I came to a point where
Hold tight. Hold tight. Think about it. Hold tight. Because when we come forward, Hustle is going to give us his practice of what he did to flip it around for himself. When we come forward, we got a lot to cover. We got Atlanta, Inglewood, Mountain View, Hawaii, Pensacola, Florida, and we're going back to Miami, Florida. What y'all talking about? There's nothing wrong with Zoe. What are you talking about? Unc don't do what? What am I not doing? What happened? Okay, y'all must be in here having a side conversation. Man got the child of light. Are you a child of light or a child of mischief, Loki? I'm catching strays. Don't worry about it. Oh my God. Broski, what up? No, the irony is I'm at work. I'm a battle between good and evil. It's the law of the universe balance. Then it should be child of darkness and light or child of light and darkness. You're representing only one side, which is a lie. Didn't think it through? You didn't think it through? They didn't think it through. I'm a mixture of both. Well, put it in your handle. You misrepresent yourself.
Talking all that shit, Bronny done dropped 30 points, homie.
Huh?
Bronny done dropped 30 points.
He dropped 30 points where?
The G League on the road. I'm just saying though.
So now he's on the road. Because at first they wouldn't let him go on the road.
I just saw just now. Apparently he on the road.
Good.
You dropped 30 on him.
Good. Get better, nigga. The fuck? All that NBA training he getting, he better drop 30. The fuck? All right, listen, we have to be brief. Coming out of this break, we got to be brief. We got a lot of callers, and I want to get to every single one of y'all, so we got to be brief. Oh my God, hold on, guys. Sorry about that. Getting a text message. Man, I'm gonna go home and eat a bowl of sugar smacks. What's your favorite cereal? And which cereal still tastes the same as it did when we was kids? Because I find that the cereals taste different now. Cinnamon Toast Crunch be bussin'. I ain't had them in years. I ain't gonna lie, man. I got some sugar smacks at the crib. Strawberry honeycomb. Yep. Fruit Loops taste nasty. Frosted Flakes I could do. Peanut Butter Captain and Crunch. Raisin Bran is disgusting. Even though, as an adult, I started eating Raisin Bran and liking it, but no. Apple Jacks, fire. Love Apple Jacks. What else? Oh, Frosted Rice Krispies. Yeah. And then the Cocoa Krispies. honeycomb. Yep. Giving you gas.
Talk a little bit about the whole victim martyr vibe of narcissistic people and the reactions that can pull out for us. So, narcissistic people are eternal victims. While this is much more pronounced in the vulnerable narcissistic style, it's pretty universal. There's a lot of them, when things don't go their way, it's a lot of woe is me, nothing's ever fair to me, my life is uniquely unfair. A part of the framework of narcissism in the DSM captures this by focusing on envy. That narcissistic people envy other people, which really is a manifestation of the whole victim thing. They have more than me, they have better than me, why can't I have what they have? And when you mix that all together with entitlement, you get the sense of, I am owed what they have, I deserve what they have, I should have me what they have. This victimy part of narcissism is a central pillar of the vulnerable formulation of narcissism. This is the type of narcissism that is more sullen, resentful, broodingly angry, aggrieved, passive-aggressive. In fact, many people don't even clock it as narcissism because people who are more vulnerably narcissistic also look more socially anxious. They may look mildly depressed, irritable, somewhat hostile, things that make us believe that something else is going on, and it often is. But vulnerable narcissistic folks, like I said, lack that slick vibe of the grandiose narcissistic person or the scary menace of the malignant narcissistic person. However, the type of narcissism doesn't matter. If a narcissistic person believes they are not getting theirs, they will almost immediately fall into victim mode. But this is different than another mode we witness narcissistic people often falling into, and that is the martyr mode. The martyr mode is the look how I suffer, look how much I gave up, look what I'm willing to give up mode that the narcissistic person often uses to manipulate other people or to garner validation. So let's look at a few ways that this can show up. And I'm going to give you direct examples of things that people have said. I left my granddaughter's birthday party early to pick you up at the airport because I didn't want you to have to go through the rigors of having to take a cab. I always have to take a cab because I hate inconveniencing people and I know how difficult it is. Another example would be,
wow.
I gave up my life and career so you could have an education and a more comfortable life than me. Another would be, me and the administrative team have decided that we aren't getting new computers and better software to run the business, so you all could get raises. Or it could be, I never asked for anything from you except these simple little holiday traditions that I love. Another example would be, I can see that you expect me to give up my vacation this year to help you with your baby.
Wow.
I know as I thought about this.
Dr. Romani has given you solid examples right? Of weaponized victimhood, the martyr. That's what we're talking about tonight. I'm seeing it. It's all over modern day dating right now. My last boyfriend. Oh, or my last girlfriend. My ex-wife. Come on. Hustle from Miami. You're going to give us the blueprint of how you turned your emotionally manipulative ways around.
Well, okay, but I don't remember leaving it on that.
Well, you did. It is emotional manipulation if you just looking to help people to avoid yourself, even if you're emotionally manipulating yourself. Come on.
Well, I'm going to turn altruism into an evil villain skill.
There's a such thing as pathological altruism.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay, so stop. Don't try to see how you just put that on a pedestal. Come on. If you're a masochist, you can't put masochism on a pedestal. Stop. Come on.
Well, it depends on who benefits from it. So listen.
No. Just, hell no, Hustle. We're not doing that. He's participating in pathological altruism. I'm doing this to avoid me, but it's good for you. Get out of here, Hustle. Now tell us how you healed. Come on.
Yeah, man, let me help these people out of the goodness of my heart. So listen, what you do is you check in with yourself, right? On a conscious level, I had to ask myself, how do I feel? And it would be because you get on so autopilot throughout the day. Stop and check in. And then I'll say, okay, where is that feeling coming from? Even if it's joy. And let's say that you're feeling like, oh, I feel pretty good today. Why do I feel good? Oh, I talked to such and such. They gave me good. You know what? I'm going to send them a message. Hey, thank you. I appreciate it earlier. Or if you're feeling sad, it's the same thing. You figure out what's behind it. And then you start to say, oh, I didn't even realize I was thinking about that. Right? So then you can start to restructure your thought process, and you know what I mean? Like you're retraining yourself how to think throughout the day.
I love that. Just as long as you pour back into yourself. Hustle, I think we got some work to do, brother. When we listen, this
Hustle.
I'm
coming being accountable for my past. Right?
Hustle.
You trying to bring up old stuff.
Hey, Hustle, we got work to do, and it's gonna start next week because I'm peeping something in Hustle. We got work to do, and it's starting next week. Hustle, guess what you just did? Dade County, Miami is in the building. Let me get these callers quick. Nazarene X, Atlanta, Georgia. He been on for a minute. We got to get through these calls quick. Go ahead, man.
Lord, just save a plate for me, bro. That's it.
That's it. Save a plate.
That's it.
Come on. No, you got a point.
I ain't really got nothing, man. I called to tap in, man. I love what y'all was just doing. This whole show has been a vibe, man. Part of that is like, I'll give you a break.
Okay.
I love my sister, Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. I don't like our sister, Dr. Cheyenne Bryant, as it appears to be from a persona type state. Whatever's in the ethers, right?
You love her, though. I love Cheyenne Bryant. Come on.
No question. Like, because from what I heard, I'm not willing to revert to that revenue stream. You did?
So what are you saying? But she said something that was disingenuous? What are you saying?
I don't even worry about all the words, man. She fine. She fine. To me, it's all about how she talk, whatever her perspective is. Like, that's what you just give people. Whatever their history or present state, whatever shaped them, like, even if you weaponize it, again, you walk with the full armor of God. So regardless if we collide, love gonna win. Or love gonna give you the business. You know what I'm saying? Like, so we ain't gotta commoditize it, but part of the wealth along the way, just playfully put, but in reality face like that, like the wealth is bigger than just these little dollar bills or whatever we get attention, threes and all of that. You know what I'm saying? Like it's bigger than all of that temporary stuff. Like you're really looking to leave an impact on something. Like your history shouldn't bind you, but it can help you describe for the coming generations what you've experienced, what they may face, etc. So, however, you know, whatever's pushing the narrative in the right direction, right or wrong from the Krishnamurti standpoint, because it's like you're free, like you're impoverished by, you know what I'm saying, like not even being tripped up in society like that from the book. Like it's really smooth, man. But I said, man, I heard the clip earlier. I didn't even know that was a piece of it. All I know is ain't nobody really tripping on none of that. Like it's the American way.
Man, I love you, nephew. I appreciate you for calling in. Thank you, man. Listen, when we come forward, we're going back to the phone lines. We got Nzinga, we got Mountain View, and we got Inglewood. We're going to get everybody on the line. Just remember, keep it brief, keep it concise. Let's move. Let me just say, I love Nazarene, man. Nazarene is comedy. Hey, Nazarene X been on hold for a minute. I've been trying to get to him. I get to Nazarene, he be like, listen here, man. I'm just calling to tap in with you, partner. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? I'm just here vibing the way you vibing. You know, we vibing right here. You know what I mean? But sometimes them vibes, they be discontinuous and then motherfucker. I love Nazarene. They be discontinuous vibes. You know what I'm saying? And in the discontinuity of the vibe, we at a loss. And when you at a loss, you keep losing. And when you keep losing, what is the score? It don't matter what the score is. It's already been determined that we lost. See? We lost because we losing. See, it's that ing at the end denotes a continuum. That's when we pop into the fourth dimension, fifth dimension, even 6D, and break the pattern. I love it, man. Be you. Be you all motherfucking day. I love it. That should be fire. This is the only place. Did I lose John? John, if you don't get back in here, John. Nah, he definitely. No. Ladies and gentlemen, you listen to the Voice of Reason. We're in the last 10 minutes of the show. My playlist is my co-host. We've been on fire tonight. Callers packed, jam packed all night long. People obviously want to talk about this topic. So we're going to forego our last clip and allow our callers to get in here. I hope you enjoyed the playlist. Playlist throwback 90s R&B. Everybody's vibing. It's such a great vibe. And you know who that was? That was Music Soul Child. That was one of his first hits, I believe. Great record. Let me get these folks in here. Nzinga, Pensacola, Florida. What are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
Good evening, everybody. The point that you made about people commoditizing their pain and trauma, that's so true. I don't think there's no money in healing.
And so if I can, get on this live and people can see my tears, because I think kind of sometimes people rather look at you than deal with their own stuff.
Yeah.
Kinda, sometimes, sometimes it can make somebody feel better. Their boss had their foot on their neck all day.
Mm-hmm.
But now, and I kind of compare it to a funeral enthusiast. Back in the day, you had the mourners or the weepers, people who would go to funerals. Now you can just tap into a live and see somebody crumble right in front of you.
Right.
Prime example was Risa Tisa on TikTok. She had like an 89 video series. I looked at 1 or 2. I was like, oh. And then, she kept going, and she got a contract. She got an agent. She has a manager now. So it's more to me, the trauma, the trauma influences. I think it's less about tapping into I think it's less about tapping into people who share your same pain. I think it's tapping into people who enjoy seeing you go through pain. Because for you to sit there, I think, and somebody to actually film themselves, set the camera up in their car and mount it, and then start crying, that's always been like a weird concept to me. And I'm not taking away from anybody's pain, but just to set up a camera and cry. So like I said, I don't think people are trying to heal. They're trying to monetize it. If you got enough pain, you can run up your PayPal. So I just think we're going to probably see more and more of that.
But do you think it's performative? Do you think they're performing? Do you think they're like it's real, or like I'm trying to understand?
So you took 5 to 10 minutes. You sat in your car. You took 5 to 10 minutes to mount a camera. And I know for me, I don't know about anybody else, but once a year I do a thing and I have to do videos. Sometimes you got to do a couple takes. So you tell me if it's real or not.
I'm gonna ride with you. I'm gonna ride with what you said. I'm gonna go investigate, of course.
But even some of the influencers who, they're laying in bed, they got to set the camera up so they can so you can see them wake up. I just kind of liken that to that. And I don't want to I don't want to depreciate anybody's feelings or how they're feeling, but sometimes it does seem performative. Sometimes, I think the more people can see your pain, the more they're going to tap in. And some people like that. If I can just not think about what I'm going through for 5 or 10 minutes, it's all the better sometimes. And it's a little weird, but I just noticed that trend. But yeah, that's all I want to say.
And Zinga, I love you. Guess what you just did?
I brought Pensacola with us.
Pensacola is in the building. We appreciate our girl, our friend. She's on deck. What has been here the whole time in Zinga from Pensacola, Florida. Inglewood, you already know, is up to no good. Leroy Inglewood in the building. What up, man?
Man, good hearing from you, brother. Can you hear me clearly?
I can hear you clearly, sir.
I'm gonna try to do this in 3. Much love to Atala, the oracle of these topics coming together. Much love to Nzinga. I've been listening, and she's profound. Regularly, her truth is so positive to hear. Brother Hustle.
Yeah.
And you got pastors you be having come on, and and you got your other crew that been with you for a long time.
Man, our pastor just hung up, man. I couldn't believe it, but go ahead, brother.
Yeah, because you were rocking, I was going to do the same. But if you don't mind a smile from Reverend Timothy Wright and the Memorial Choir, and Walter Hawkins and Daryl Coley.
Yes.
And the Mississippi Mass Choir. If I suffer in Christ, I will reign with him.
My.
For me, ain't been no crystal stair. It has tax in it, and it was wrong, because I'm climbing up, coming up to on the left side
of the mountain.
Oh, just a little while longer. Hold on.
My.
My shield has been anchored in. The bow may lie, the billows may break,
bless his heart. Bless his heart. You know,
Come on, Doc. You got to.
you know, the church mothers would be like, we know he's off key, but bless his heart. He's singing for the Lord. He's So I know, but wait, Leroy, I know you have a point for tonight's topic.
I'm saying, man, we still doing this, brother. You know, let's try to do one episode. Talking about this opinion center TikTok therapy. We still doing this, man. Don't forget, we're not just wallowing in victimhood. We are actual victims that never received the collective therapy for our my alpha.
There we go. That's what I'm waiting on. That's the Leroy I'm looking for. Let's go.
We never received it, so you can't get mad all the way when you come along with the knowledge and know how to blend this Christianity with this churchianity and Christianity and this KRST Christ and these other modalities that you've been able to put together. You can't get mad at these folks. They steeped in it, man. They steeped in it. You're not immune to it.
My. Come on, you preaching right now. I'm ready for this.
I'm still going up yonder. I'm going up yonder to be with my Lord, brother.
That's
Come
right.
on, man. You can't go to no good funeral and can't get them going up yonder.
Oh.
They'll go to talking about when Sunday comes, it's going to all be all right. It's going to all be good. After all the pain and hell he done caught, he just waiting on Sunday to come. He ain't got no solution. He just waiting on Sunday.
No solution, but waiting on Sunday.
Waiting on Sunday. He waiting on Sunday. Come on, man. What you talking about? What you talking about, Willis?
Leroy, guess what you just did for show?
Man, Inglewood is in the building.
Inglewood up to no good with an impromptu service, man. Hey, we got 30 seconds for John, Mountain View, Hawaii. Get in here, John. Come on, man.
Do we just need to say the closing prayer and pass the collection?
Yes, that's it, Brother John. We're going to leave that up to you.
Oh, Lord. Okay, real quick. Are we cosplay therapy or are we cosplaying being therapists?
Ooh, I like that. Keep going. You got 20.
Is it simple?
Yeah.
Okay, but again, gentlemen, no more performance. Ladies, do not put us in the position where we have to perform.
Ooh. Okay. All right. Guess who that is?
We don't need to do this. That's it.
That's
There it is.
That's John from Mountain View, Hawaii. We appreciate the call. Thank you. Let me just say this. We start the conversation. It's up to you to finish it. Boy, this show was a roller coaster of feelings and emotions. Listen, I'll be back next week. This year is about to wrap up. This has been one of the most profound Voice of Reason years ever. I appreciate everybody for tapping in. But next week, we're going to end with a bang. Trust me, tap in. Leroy went ham. Everybody went crazy. Everybody went crazy. What in the world? All right. Love y'all. Your brother Zoe, I'm out. Audi 5.